Do you find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why you just can't sleep past that hour anymore? It's a question that echoes in countless quiet bedrooms across the country, especially for those of us navigating the wonderful journey of our senior years. That early morning awakening, often followed by hours of tossing and turning, can feel incredibly frustrating. It saps your energy, dims your enthusiasm for the day ahead, and leaves you feeling perpetually tired, as if you're always playing catch-up. You might even start to believe it's just an inevitable part of getting older, something you simply have to accept. But what if I told you that wasn't entirely true? What if there were some surprising, yet very common, reasons why this happens, and even more importantly, some simple, practical things you can do to reclaim those precious morning hours of undisturbed sleep? In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on why so many of us struggle to sleep past 3 a.m., and we'll explore straightforward, actionable steps you can start taking tonight to truly make a difference. Make sure you watch right to the very end, because I'll be sharing something that might truly surprise you about how much control you actually have over your sleep. Let's dive right into the heart of the matter. Beginning with something foundational to our sleep. Something often overlooked: how we interact with light throughout our day. Our bodies have an incredible internal clock, often called the circadian rhythm, and it's deeply influenced by light. Think of it as a natural pacemaker for your sleep-wake cycle. In our younger years, we typically spent more time outdoors, soaking up natural daylight, and our evenings were generally darker. But as we age, our routines often change. We might spend more time indoors, missing out on that crucial morning light. And conversely, we're exposed to far more artificial light in the evenings, especially from screens like TVs, tablets, and phones. This modern environment can really throw our internal clock off balance. Here's why it matters getting enough bright light, particularly natural sunlight. In the morning signals to your brain that it's daytime. This helps to set your circadian rhythm, telling your body to be awake and alert, and crucially, preparing it to produce melatonin, the sleep hormone. Later, in the evening when darkness falls, if you're missing out on that morning light, your body doesn't get the strong signal it needs to regulate its sleep cycle effectively. It's like a conductor trying to start an orchestra without a clear cue. So, a simple, powerful habit to start is to get some morning light exposure. As soon as you wake up, open your curtains wide, step out onto your patio, or simply sit by a window for 15 to 30 minutes. Even on a cloudy day, the natural light is far more potent than any indoor light for this purpose. You don't need to stare at the sun. Just let the ambient light reach your eyes. This simple act tells your brain, it's morning time to start the day's rhythm. Now, on the flip side, too much artificial light in the evening is just as disruptive, if not more so. To that 3 a.m. wake-up call, our bodies are designed to wind down as darkness approaches, and darkness is the signal for our brains to start releasing melatonin. But in our modern homes, we're surrounded by bright LED lights, the glow of the television, and the intense blue light emitted from our devices. This blue light, in particular, is incredibly effective at suppressing melatonin production. It tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, even when it's well past sunset. So, if you're scrolling through news on your tablet, watching a late-night show, or even just sitting under bright overhead lights right before bed, you're essentially telling your body not to prepare for sleep. This can make it harder to fall asleep initially, but it can also lead to fragmented sleep and those early morning awakenings because your melatonin levels haven't peaked or been sustained as they should be. The actionable step here is to create a digital sunset in your home, about 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. Start dimming the lights, switch to warmer, lower wattage bulbs in your bedroom and evening living spaces. Consider using lamps instead of bright overhead lights, and, most importantly, reduce your exposure to screens. Turn off the TV. Put away your phone and tablet, if you absolutely must use a screen. Invest in blue light blocking glasses or use the night mode. Settings available on most devices, which shift the screen to warmer tones. Reading a physical book, listening to gentle music, or engaging in quiet conversation are wonderful alternatives that promote relaxation and allow your natural melatonin production to kick in. Imagine your bedroom as a cozy cave, preparing for rest, rather than a brightly lit office. Getting this light balance right, both morning and evening, is a fundamental step in retraining your body's natural sleep patterns and can significantly reduce those unwanted early awakenings. Now that we've discussed the profound impact of light on our sleep, let's shift our focus to something else that plays a surprisingly large role in why you might be waking up early: your digestive system and what and when you eat. Many of us, as we get older, find our digestive systems aren't quite as robust as they once were, and they become more sensitive to certain foods and timing. Eating a large, heavy meal too close to bedtime can be a major culprit in disrupting your sleep. When you eat, your body diverts energy to the digestive process. It's actively working to break down food, absorb nutrients, and move things along. If this process is in full swing when you're trying to sleep, your body isn't truly resting. It's still busy. This internal activity can prevent you from falling into deep sleep, or it can cause you to wake up in the early hours as your system is working overtime. Imagine trying to sleep while a small construction crew is working inside you. It's just not conducive to rest. Foods that are particularly problematic before bed often include anything high in fat, very spicy dishes, or large portions of protein. Fatty foods take longer to digest, keeping your system active for hours. Spicy foods can cause indigestion or heartburn, which is certainly not going to promote restful sleep. And while protein is essential, very large protein portions can also be taxing on the digestive system late at night. Even seemingly innocent items like a big bowl of ice cream or a plate of rich pasta can be disruptive because of their fat or sugar content. The sugar can lead to energy spikes and crashes, further confusing your body's sleep signals. The solution here is simple, but requires a bit of planning. Aim to eat your last substantial meal at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. This gives your digestive system ample time to process most of the food before you lie down. If you absolutely must have a snack closer to bedtime, choose something very light and easily digestible, like a small banana, a few almonds, or a slice of whole wheat toast with a little honey. These can sometimes even help by providing tryptophan, an amino acid that can aid in melatonin production. Think of your evening meal as winding down your body's internal activities, not ramping them up. By giving your digestive system a break, you're allowing your body to focus on its primary evening task, preparing for and achieving deep, restorative sleep. It's a subtle shift, but one that can make a profound difference in letting you sleep through those critical early morning hours. Now that we've talked about getting your body's internal clock aligned with light and easing the digestive load before bed, let's tackle another incredibly common reason for those 3 a.m. awakenings: the dreaded nocturnal bathroom trips. This is something many of us experience as we get older, and it can be incredibly frustrating to have your precious sleep interrupted, sometimes multiple times, by the need to use the washroom. It's a bit of a vicious cycle, isn't it? You wake up to go, then you struggle to get back to sleep, and before you know it, the sun is thinking about rising. While there can be underlying medical reasons for frequent urination that are always worth discussing with your doctor, there are also significant lifestyle adjustments you can make to reduce those middle-of-the-night trips. One of the biggest culprits is simply timing your fluid intake. Many of us are diligent about staying hydrated throughout the day, which is excellent for overall health. But the timing of that hydration becomes more critical as we age. If you're drinking large quantities of water, tea, or other beverages right up until bedtime, your bladder is going to fill up, and your body will quite naturally signal you to empty it. So, a key strategy here is to front-load your fluid intake earlier in the day. Make sure you're getting most of your water during the morning and afternoon hours. Then, gradually taper off your fluid consumption as the evening progresses. Aim to cut off significant fluid intake about 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to sleep. This gives your kidneys time to process the fluids you've consumed and your bladder a chance to empty before you settle down for the night. You'll still want to take sips if you're parched or need to take medication, but avoid large glasses of water or tea. Beyond just the timing, the type de choose of fluids you consume in the evening also matters immensely. 2 common beverages are notorious for being diuretics, meaning they make you urinate more frequently: caffeine and alcohol. Most of us know to avoid coffee late in the day. But remember that caffeine can also be lurking in teas, sodas, chocolate, and even some medications. Its stimulating effects can keep you awake, but its diuretic effect will also encourage those bathroom trips. Alcohol, while it might initially make you feel sleepy, actually disrupts sleep architecture and is a powerful diuretic. A glass of wine or beer with dinner might seem harmless, but alcohol processes quickly, and the diuretic effect often kicks in a few hours later, right around that 3 a.m. mark, pulling you out of sleep. So, the best advice for a peaceful night is to avoid caffeine and alcohol. Especially in the late afternoon and evening, opt for plain water or herbal teas, like chamomile, if you want something warm and calming before bed. And remember to limit even those closer to bedtime. Next, let's talk about something that might seem counterintuitive but makes a world of difference for sleep: how much, or how little, you move during the day. As we get older, our activity levels can naturally decrease. We might spend more time sitting, or our jobs might be less physically demanding than they once were. While rest is important, a lack of sufficient physical activity during the day can leave your body feeling restless at night, making it harder to fall into a deep, sustained sleep and contributing to those early awakenings. Your body needs to expend energy during the day to truly appreciate rest at night. Think of it this way: if your body hasn't had a chance to burn off some steam, it's like a battery that hasn't quite discharged. It struggles to settle down fully. Regular, moderate exercise is incredibly beneficial for sleep. It helps regulate your body temperature, reduces stress, and promotes deeper sleep stages. And I'm not talking about rigorous workouts that leave you exhausted. Simple activities like a brisk walk, gardening, swimming, or even active chores around the house can make a significant impact. The key is consistency. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week. This isn't just good for your cardiovascular health and muscle strength, it's a powerful sleep aid. However, there's a crucial caveat: timing. Exercising too close to bedtime can actually be detrimental to sleep for some people. The invigorating effects of exercise, including the rise in body temperature and the release of endorphins, can make it harder to wind down. So, try to complete any significant exercise at least 3 to 4 hours before you plan to sleep. A morning or early afternoon walk is ideal. If you can only manage activity in the evening, opt for something very gentle, like a leisurely stroll or some calming stretches, rather than anything too intense. By giving your body healthy movement during the day, you're helping it build up a natural need for rest, paving the way for those peaceful, uninterrupted nights. Finally, we arrive at perhaps one of the most insidious reasons for early morning awakenings: the restless mind. For many of us, as we lie in bed, especially in those quiet hours before dawn, our minds can become incredibly active. Worries about the day ahead, reflections on past events, financial concerns, health anxieties. These thoughts can swirl and prevent us from either falling asleep or falling back to sleep after an early awakening. It's like an internal alarm clock that goes off, not signaling sunrise, but signaling a parade of thoughts and concerns. This isn't just about feeling stressed. It's about how stress and anxiety manifest physically, creating a state of hyperarousal that makes true relaxation impossible. When your mind is racing, your body also remains on alert, producing stress hormones like cortisol, which are designed to keep you awake and ready for action, not to gently guide you into slumber. The challenge with a restless mind is that trying harder to sleep often backfires. The more you focus on not being able to sleep, the more anxious you become, and the further away sleep seems. Instead, the secret lies in cultivating a calming mindset and a consistent wind-down routine that signals to your brain that it's time to switch off from problem-solving mode and transition to rest. This isn't about solving all your problems at 3 a.m. It's about deferring them. One incredibly effective habit is to create a worry journal or thought dump before bed. About an hour or two before you go to sleep, take 10-15 minutes to write down everything that's on your mind: worries, to-do lists, unfinished thoughts, Get it all out on paper. This act of externalizing your thoughts can free your mind from the burden of trying to remember everything or solve things right there and then. It tells your brain, okay, that's taken care of for now. I can address it tomorrow. Beyond the worry journal. Cultivate a peaceful pre-sleep routine that focuses on relaxation and disconnection from the day's demands. This means avoiding stimulating activities like checking emails, engaging in heated discussions, or watching intense news programs in the hour or two before bed. Instead, opt for calming activities, gentle stretching, reading a light, enjoyable book not on a screen, listening to soothing music, or practicing simple breathing exercises can be wonderfully effective. Try a simple box breathing technique. Inhale slowly for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale slowly for 4. And hold for 4. Repeating several times. This simple rhythm can calm your nervous system. Another powerful tool is gratitude. Just before you close your eyes, think of 3 things you are grateful for from your day. This shifts your mindset from worry to positivity, fostering a sense of peace that is far more conducive to sleep. Remember, your bed should be a sanctuary for sleep and intimacy, not a place for problem-solving or planning. By consistently practicing these mind-calming techniques, you'll gradually teach your brain to let go of the day's burdens and embrace the quiet of the night, allowing you to sleep deeper and longer, well past that dreaded 3 a.m. mark. So, we've explored some key reasons why so many of us find ourselves wide awake in the early hours, from the powerful influence of light on our internal clocks, to how our digestive systems respond to late-night meals, and the critical role of managing our evening fluids. We've also talked about the importance of daily movement to build a healthy sleep drive. And perhaps most crucially, the profound impact of cultivating a peaceful mind. It's a journey, not a destination, to reclaim your sleep. And it involves understanding these interconnected elements of our daily lives. Each of these areas offers a simple, actionable step you can take. Think about bringing in more natural light in the morning and creating a dimmer, more screen-free environment in the evening. Consider shifting your dinner earlier and choosing lighter, easily digestible foods for your last meal of the day. Be mindful of when and what you drink, especially those diuretics like caffeine and alcohol. As the evening progresses, remember the positive energy that comes from gentle, consistent movement during the day, making your body genuinely ready for rest. And finally, embracing practices that calm your mind, like journaling or simple breathing exercises, can release those early morning anxieties. Remember, regaining your sleep isn't about perfection overnight. It's about making small, consistent shifts. Don't feel overwhelmed trying to implement everything at once. Pick 1 or 2 of these suggestions that resonate most with you and give them a genuine try for a week or 2. Observe how your body responds. Be patient and kind to yourself. There will be nights when sleep still feels elusive, and that's perfectly normal. The goal is progress, not perfection. Every little step you take towards better sleep is a step towards a more energized, joyful, and fulfilling life. You deserve deep, restorative sleep that energizes your days and brightens your outlook. I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these tips? Or perhaps discovered your own strategies for sleeping through the night? What's your biggest struggle with sleep? Or your best piece of advice for fellow seniors? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be just what someone else needs to hear. If this video has shed some light on your sleep struggles and given you hope, please give it a thumbs up. And for more practical, heartfelt advice on living your best life at every age, consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Keep embracing these small changes, and you'll find yourself waking up refreshed, ready to embrace each new day with vitality. Live your best life at every age.